in chatting with Coach Strouser, he said it's been impressive how quickly you've been able to kind of pick things up in these virtual off-season meetings. I know you can only do so much in those, and I'm sure you're itching to get on the field, but what has that process been like for you? And has it been a little intimidating being in those meetings with, you got established veterans in there, or are you just kind of grabbing it by the horns?
Yeah, a little bit of both. Obviously you're a rookie that's replaced, so you got to understand your place on the team. But my biggest emphasis has certainly just been to grasp the playbook as much as I can, and just been putting a lot of time into that because the circumstances as they are right now, either way, even if we could be practicing the playbook, would certainly be my number one priority. But with everything being virtual right now, just really put a big emphasis on that, and I think that's helped, but still just continuing to put time into that to grow stronger mentally.
Phil B.
Hi, Danny. Thank you for your time, sir.
Of course.
First of all, I'm wondering if you've moved to Indy yet, or whether you're still hanging out up in Muncie.
So right now I'm actually in Yorktown, which is right outside Muncie. I'm staying at – my brother's a firefighter in Noblesville but lives in Yorktown, so I'm staying in one of his bedrooms right now while I start the process to find somewhere in Indy.
Okay. When you're in these meetings, I'm wondering what things you've already gleaned from observing and listening to a Quentin Nelson or a Ryan Kelly or a Anthony Costanzo. I'm sure you're like a sponge right now, and you're just picking up on every little detail they mentioned.
Yeah, no doubt. Both from an X's and O's standpoint, obviously those guys are on top of their game, and they know all the little intricate details. So that's something, I've already learned just how important that is to know all that, and I think that's what allows them to play at such a high level that they do. And then also, just the way they carry themselves. They talk about how they're working out. They're really attacking whatever they do, and just their presence and leadership. It's they're in full control of the room for sure. So that's something I've definitely grasped from them.
Thank you,
Joel Erickson.
Danny, have you been able to get any on the field work with any of the guys since you're here in Indiana?
Yeah. Being local has definitely helps. I've gotten together with a couple of guys, and I know a couple other rookies have been able to do the same thing as well. So that's definitely been beneficial.
Who have you been able to get together with?
Just some of the older guys. Ryan Kelly was there. He's the guy that's helped me quite a bit. And then just a collection of the older guys.
George Bremer.
Danny, thanks for your time. Obviously, chemistry is such a big part of the offensive line. How do you build that in this environment where you're not physically together?
Yeah, it's a little different. You're doing it virtually. You can't be there in person, of course. But I think we've done a really good job of both in the O-line, both in the rookie class, just doing certain things that you can to grow that chemistry. And at the end of the day, you're still all working together and you're working for the same goals. So I think that still carries over whether it's virtually or not. So I've just been trying to they say be seen, not heard as a rookie. So that's certainly how I've been carrying myself, and just trying to be on top of my game for what I can do, answering questions. But those guys have a great chemistry, and it's a great group of guys. So they're obviously welcoming.
Phil B.
Yeah, Danny, I just wanted to ask you again something. I'm wondering if you're still in a pinch me phase because you haven't been able to get on a field, you haven't been able to hit anybody, you haven't been able to do stuff next to the guys I mentioned before. And will it take that? Will it take getting on a field and watching them physically in person to get over the reality of where you're at and who you're with?
It's a little bit of both. In some ways I feel a little more settled in, of course, than initially right after the draft. But I think not being able to get on the field, I think that'll certainly be the next step. And I'm sure there'll be some parts of that you just can't replicate virtually. So I'm sure there'll be some sort of different approach to it then. But, my approach right now is just attacking it. So I wouldn't say I'm, in a pinch me mode or anything like that where I'm just full go, just still trying to attack it for what I can do right now. But I'm sure once we get actually on the field, there'll be a little different side to that.
Thank you.
Andrew Walker.
Hey, you mentioning Ryan Kelly kind of reminded me, you've moved from tight end to tackle, now probably maybe more inside for now. as far as center goes, I imagine that's something that you're going to try to work on too. Where are you in terms of, obviously you got to learn guard too, but where are you in terms of center, and how do you hope that develops, and how big of a help is a guy like Ryan Kelly to that?
Yeah, Ryan's awesome. I mean, even when I'm not working out with him, he sent me a text and said, "Hey, any questions you got, don't be afraid to ask me." So he's been awesome from that standpoint. And he's a great person to watch on tape. I mean, he's one of the best in the league at the position. So I'm just always trying to pick up something that I can from him. But I've been working on this transition for a while. I knew moving inside, as soon as my senior season ended, I knew that was probably the reality. So, just trying to pick something to get better at every single day, just get more and more comfortable at it. And I think, that's just been the progression. That'll be what it continues to be for me.